Hey man, say man, it's your boy KJ, the host of the broadcast podcast SL Sports Language, giving you the livest, latest news information on sports and events. And I'll put it to you like this: if you got an opinion on what I say, you can debate me about it. You disagree on what I say, you can debate me about it. Hold on, wait a minute. If you don't like what I say or said, debate me about it! Speaking of debating me about it, put it in the comment section. The comment section, like, comment, subscribe. Yes, I repeat, like, comment, subscribe, so you get your latest news and information from your boy, the host, KJ, the host of the broadcast podcast SL Sports Language. Now here we go. First, I just want to say thank you for the support. Thank you for the subscribers. Keep subscribing, keep reposting, keep reposting me on Instagram, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let's keep going on our way to 10,000 subscribers, baby. Road to 10K. So we got to talk about my man ODB. I done seen what Cam Newton had to say. I done seen what Carmelo had to say. I done seen what Jeff Teague had to say, which I kind of like what Jeff Teague said. When he said he was out of pocket or something like that. Shannon Sharp, he had the best. I feel like he explained it very well about what ODB and his mistakes. And I want to give a shout out to Nino Brown 305. He's doing the sports thing. I respect him a lot. Shout out to Nino Brown 305 from Dade County 305. But here's my take on that. Here's my perspective this weekend. I feel like ODB did it to himself. No, so if you don't know, now you know. On the pivot, and you can look this up and you can watch the interview. I didn't watch the whole interview. I looked it up in the interview and I done seen clips everywhere. It was on the pivot with the retired football players who used to do the show with Brandon Marshall. I forgot their names, but y'all know the podcast, the pivot. So Odell Beckham, he started talking about it. I guess some may say he's talking about his financial issues. I wouldn't say sum it up, but to make it sound more, I guess you can say with bigger words, or to make it sound more, I wouldn't say classy or more corporate, but to make it sound more corporate and classy, with proper grammar or proper etiquette, Odell Beckham pretty much described his financial shortcomings. His financial, it was hard for him to make money after him not being picked up or after the league, because Odell Beckham's not, he didn't really initially say I'm retired officially, but he's still looking to get picked up after the Dolphins. So, and right now he's pretty much saying in the interview, you can look this up, whether it be digital newspaper or whether it be on the interview on the pivot, he pretty much saying like 100 million isn't nothing. That's the whole gist. That's the whole controversial or I guess you can say so you got the word controversial and just blowing up on the internet. Viral. Pretty much the viral moment from that interview. Him saying 100 million isn't enough. You got not only retired athletes, modern athletes, you even have financial advisors on their YouTube or their podcast dissecting this on how 100 million isn't enough. So I'm gonna give you my 2 cents. First, I gotta give you the information. You know how we do: facts and opinion. Some videos may be a little bit of facts and a lot of opinion. Some videos may be a whole bunch of facts and a little bit of opinion. So here's the facts. Y'all know how I do it. The facts is this: Odell Beckham, wide receiver, is an argument that he's one of the best. Some may say top 50, top 20. I say he's top 20 at best. But Odell Beckham, coming out of LSU, he was with that duo, him and Jarvis Landry. Odell Beckham played for the New York Giants. That's where he had that viral moment against the Dallas Cowboys, him catching it with nearly 3 fingers, him being on the cover of Madden 16, which is one of my favorite Maddens, him then going to the Cleveland Browns, one of the best. He was doing his thing over there. That's when the Baker Mayfield era. Then he went over and went to the LA Rams, then won that Super Bowl with Stafford. Even though he was injured that game, I feel like he had an effect on why they went to the Super Bowl. And then he left there, went to the Baltimore Ravens. Then after the Baltimore Ravens situation didn't work out, he went and went to Miami Dolphins. And then Miami Dolphins, he signed with them for $3 million. By the way, here's a contract. So his second year with the New York Giants, he signed $90 million. His second year now with the New York Giants, then he left. He went to the Cleveland Browns for a good amount. And then he went to the LA Rams. That was a small contract. I heard that was for 1.2. Then he went to the Baltimore Ravens, I think that was a nice amount. And then for the Miami Dolphins, he had signed with them for $3 million. So in total, and I looked this up, in total, not only did Odell Beckham accumulated $100 million, he nearly accumulated $101 million to be exact. And so when a person said accumulated, right? So Odell Beckham didn't sign a major contract that said $100 million. You got to remember the NFL contracts aren't really guaranteed as much as other contracts like the NBA, MLB. So when a person say, or when a person be like, they had over time $100 million, key word is over time. He didn't sign a contract that said over $100 million right down there. No, over time. So over time, right? Every contract that they signed, you add it up together, that's $100 million. Or in Odell Beckham situation, $101 million. Same thing with like Anton Walker. Same thing with like Sebastian Telfair. Over time, Sebastian Telfair, he made nearly $60 to $70 million over his career. And then he went back to the projects, which is pretty sad, but he did it to himself. Odell Beckham, right? He said in a Pivot interview, he said that, what is $100 million? Then he elaborates. He said, okay, you're gonna get taxed. After $100 million, that's $60 million. Then he said, what that money in that time, you're using that money to invest. You're using that money to invest, save, lifestyle, flaunt. And then he went on to say, you gotta buy yourself a car, buy your mama a house. Some money is like he not to say what I'm about to say is not exactly. The other things that I said was exactly what he said, but what I'm about to say, he pretty much in that interview was saying, as he was saying, he bought himself a car or multiple cars. He bought his mama a house. He started talking about the upkeep on things. Then he said you need money to do things. Then he started to insinuate his lifestyle. Like Cam Newton said it best, a lifestyle inflation. Just like how in America, there was an inflation on the bag of chips, I guess the inflation on athletes' lifestyle compared to how it was in the 70s, 80s, then of course 90s, that's when it really took off in 2000 and 2010s, right? And that's going to be a full circle moment because I'm still on Odell Beckham's head, in my opinion. But let's continue on the fact side. Then Odell Beckham, he's pretty much saying how a lot of people say what they would do if they was in his shoes. And he was saying like a lot of people think that's generational wealth, but it's not. Then he goes on to say, no, he didn't say it was generational wealth. He was saying how the money that he made, he didn't know what to do with it. He pretty much saying he never knew financial literacy. Pretty much saying how, he never knew financial literacy. He was saying that then if you really go from 100 million, taxes 60 million, then you spending 4 million a year, that's low key, what, 40 to 20 million he was saying over a lifespan of 8 years. So he was saying people think this money is gonna last you forever, but he was insinuating that it's not. And people that's not in my shoes or in athlete's shoes that's giving this money. Then he said something that's kind of like interesting but doesn't make any sense in my opinion. He says that I didn't ask for this money, this specific amount. He said I didn't go to the GM or the owner and I wanted a specific amount of money, which I disagree, but okay, I wasn't there. Me and you wasn't there. That's what he's saying. You can look this all up, by the way. This is what he was saying. He was saying that, this is the money that was given to me. I didn't earn it, which I get what he was saying. So I'm going to speak in that to my opinion side of this video. He was saying I didn't earn this through my own business. This money was given to me from the blood and sweat and tears of me being an athlete. But people think this is gonna last you long when you don't know, and we need to learn financial literacy, which we all heard it before. So now let's get into opinions. I'm about to hit you with that DC Young Fly. Boy, if you don't get let me stop. Listen, Odell, no disrespect, bro. I respect you as an athlete. I respect you what you done for the NFL and the flash and brash and braggadocious and having fun and being passionate. Because a lot of people got to remember, Odell Beckham is a passionate football player. When they would lose, dude would punch the wall and cry. Dude was passionate, and I respected that, and I love that about his game. Even when it came off like annoying, like throw me the ball, I respected him. But besides that, bro, you did it to yourself. How would we not learn from the Anton Walkers? How will we not learn from the you can even throw Dennis Rodman in there. How will we not learn from what's dude's name? The Anton Walkers, Dennis Rodmans. Even when Mike Vick had went broke and got his money back, how will we not learn from him making some mistakes and then got his money right back? You don't see Michael Vick complaining. Shout out to the homie. I like him. He's a legend, Hall of Famer. But how will we not learn from Allen Iverson mistakes? Even though now he got his money back through Reebok. How will we not learn from Andre Rising mistakes? How will we not learn from 30 for 30 broke? How will we not learn from Leon Cersei? How will we not learn from Warren Sapp? Like, people forget, bro, Warren Sapp nearly spent millions on shoes alone. And I'm not saying he brought one pair of shoes millions. He brought shoes that was nearly worth hundreds to thousands of dollars per pair. Let that sink in. This man, Warren Sapp, was living a baller life, and he went broke. How will we not learn from these people and their mistakes? Like, I don't feel bad for you, dude. I don't. Especially when I'm broke and you had $100 million and you didn't know how to flip it. I get it. We all young. I get it. We all made mistakes. But for all you young athletes getting into the league, bro, if you about to make this money to where you don't have to own your own business, which you should do, you don't have to bust your back, which you are busting your back. And I don't mean busting your back, I mean you don't have to do harsh labor. You're playing a game to throw a ball, to shoot a ball, to kick a ball, to hit a ball, and make millions. Okay? You living your dream. You should learn from all the vices. Alcohol / drugs, gambling, and last but not least, tricking. So you got to control your lust. Stop letting the little head think for the big head. You think with little head, you get little head treatment. Shout out to Sugar Free. And we don't know how specifically he went broke. We're just gonna go off the gist. And it sounds like Odell Beckham went broke just based off his lifestyle. I'm not saying he did drugs. I'm not saying he was tricking on women. I'm not saying he went out to the club every night. What I'm saying is you did it to yourself. How can you say this money won't last you a lifetime as people think when Shaq never went broke? Kobe wasn't on his way of going broke. Michael Jordan not going broke anytime soon, if not ever. Who else? That's not even super well known. Joe Dumars, even though he's a GM or president of the New Orleans Pelicans and was once with the Detroit Pistons, he not going broke, from what it sounds like. Rick Fox ain't got to work another day in his life besides him when he was on the game. He not going broke. Deion Sanders ain't got to coach another football team. He straight. He not going broke. Even before he was Jackson State in Colorado, he not going broke. He was never going broke. Deion always gonna be swimming in money. And I know the people that I mentioned, some of them have Nike deals, some of them got sponsorships. Bruh, certain athletes that have sponsorships that still went broke. And I even named you a couple that don't even have all those type of sponsorships and not going broke. Carmelo Anthony, yeah, he was signed to Jump, man, but he not going broke. Gilbert Arenas not going. Like, I'm naming you people who flipped their money, who retired, and is straight for the rest of their life because they were smart with it. They learned from them. But I get it. Early in the league, you're going to make a mistake. I had my own situation with my finances when I first got to touching money. We all think stupid. When we get the money, we think, I gotta take care of this bill and that bill. But then, like what Kanye West said, we all spend before we get it. And that happens, bro. As soon as we know that check coming, before it even hit on our account, we already deducting it in our head. Whether it be bills, right, or the stupid things. But bro, you gotta learn from your mistakes. You gotta learn. And Odell did it to himself. Dude, from what it sounds like I said, I don't know what he was doing in his personal life, but it sounds like his lifestyle got him caught up. He said, okay, let's break it down what he said. Like I said, we're gonna make this a full circle moment. He said, right, he had to buy himself a car and then his mama house. Let's start with the car thing. From what it looked like, Odell Beckham was buying multiple cars. When you mean by buy yourself a car, Odell, do you mean a Nissan Sentra that I'm sitting in? Would it be used, modern, fly, whatever? Or would it be a Ferrari? And you know you're not going to buy your used Ferrari. It got to come off the lot, fresh. Because you're trying to keep it with your favorite rapper. Odell, when you mean you got to buy your mama house, if you talking about just one, a nice little 2, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, or you talking about a mansion? You talking about she gotta have the gate and a yard. Cause you know your mama done did everything, and there's no disrespect to your mama. I'm just trying to put it in a full circle for the audience and people to see how you did this to yourself, brother. The reason why you went broke is because you spent things that you did not need. See, my grandfather always taught me, buy what you need, not what you want. Now, yes, you can do both, especially with 100 million, but there's levels to it. Is you buying more what you want and less what you need? because you need water, you need food, so you need light, so you got to pay the light bill. Okay, you got a car, would it be car payment, or you need to make sure you're buying your oil change so the upkeep on that car will last forever. But on the flip side of what you want, you're trying to do both. We can't always do both. You can, but you cannot always. And let me break it down, right? And if this is the best advice I can give y'all, because I'm still learning. You got to remember, I'm 24 years old, and I'm gonna live a full life. Let me break this down for y'all. Okay, so you get your car, and you know the upkeep on it. If you buy Ferraris, Lambos, Bugattis, Porsches, if you buying a new one, because we know he buying a new car, he not buying on used ones. If you're buying you a new car, that's money on top of money already. You buying you a new foreign car, the upkeep is already a lot. If you damage a fender bender, you have the rims alone on the Ferrari is nearly tens of thousands of dollars. The bumper alone on these foreign cars are already $8,000 compared to a bumper on a Honda that's $500 to $600. You can repair that. Like, it's a difference, bro. It's a difference. I could take my car to, even though they're probably not in business no more, to Pratt Boys, or Jiffy Lube, or what's that other tune up Goodyear, and get my car tuned up. And hopefully they don't mess with it and pick with it and make it worse. Or go to my dealership. But those are cheaper routes that I can do because I have a typical everyday car. If you get a Ferrari, a foreign car, you can't go to no Jiffy Lube, I believe. Don't quote me on everything I'm saying, but on what I'm trying to say is with these cars, you cannot go to your nearby tune-up. You can't go to your Goodyears. You can't go to your Jiffy Lubes. You can't go to your Pratt Boys. You have to specifically go to the dealership, which that's already a lot by itself price-wise, plus tax, plus on top of that, when you go to these dealerships, these cars have to go there because they're custom made to where not every other tune-up or repair shop is gonna fix, because the certain parts, the parts on these cars are, bro, you gotta understand, they're custom made by itself. They're custom made already. The bumpers, the back bumpers, the rims. So you gotta go to the dealership. So just imagine you have this one expensive car with expensive upkeep and expensive insurance times 2 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars. How many cars do you need? Then you buy your mama a house. Bro, no disrespect, but when you buy your mother a house and that you're not even living in, for one, it doesn't really make any sense. And I get it. Oh, when I make it big, I'm gonna buy my people a house. Okay, if you want to do that, cool. Make sure you got your money right. There's nothing wrong with putting your people in a nice apartment, bro. You paying rent. That's just my opinion. That's just me. Because what do your folks need a big house for? Upstairs, downstairs, multiple bedrooms, 5 to 6, 7 car garage when they only gonna really drive 1 car, if they still able to drive at that age. Then you got to think about the upkeep, bro. Who's gonna cut the grass? You got to pay for somebody for that. With something breaks in the house, who's gonna pay for the upkeep? You got to pay for some. Like, bro, like Shannon Sharp said it best. It's not just the price alone; it's the upkeep, bro. That's gonna keep your head nearly above water or drown you, bro. So now, who's to say he was buying an entourage, taking them out to the clubs, allegedly, buying everybody cars, allegedly? And then let's go back to what he said. He said, when you get this money, you got to worry about bills, investments, and yes, to flaunt. That drew a major red flag for me. I had to put my mind had to break like skirt to flaunt. And brother, I respect your honesty, but certain things, bruh, you just need to keep your mouth closed. You snitching on yourself. How you gonna say when you get this money, there's certain things you gotta worry about, of course, such as bills, investments, and how to save. You had me, right? Because you talk about what you got to do with the money. Then when you said flaunt, bruh, Like I said, you can look this up. This is a digital newspaper. They quoted what he said and also what he said in the interview. But then after you say that, you got the nerve to say, oh, people think this money's gonna last you a lifestyle. Brother, 60 million? It's the fact that you try to dumb it down and say, oh, after taxes 60 million, bro. 60 million can still last you a lifetime. Bro, if you gave me 60 million, right? And I'm a cheap person, and I stay in a nice 2 or 1 bedroom at most, probably $1,800 to $2,100 rent. I'm still driving this nice Nissan Sentra for the rest of my life. I don't buy another car. I look out for certain people. Bruh, 60 million at most can last you 12 to 15 years, bro. I feel like. If I just pay rent, I don't buy me a house, I don't gotta worry about a mortgage. Or I buy me a nice house. Buy me a nice house in a nice neighborhood. Keep driving the same car that I'm sitting in right now. I don't go to Louis, the Gucci's, the Pradas, the Fendi's. I go to Targets, Goodwills. Say what you want. Don't judge me. Judge yourself. I flip my money. I don't drink, smoke. No gambling. And no tricking on women. I make sure I overcome those 3 vices. Dude, you good money for the rest of your life. So I don't see how you don't learn from past athletes' mistakes. And let's be honest. Maybe I'm wrong for saying this, but let's keep it a buck. We need to all stop. All these athletes need to stop saying, oh, the NFL need to do something. The NBA need to do something. Oh, they need to teach us financial literacy. Bro, buy you a book. Learn from the people that already made it. Try to reach out to the managers or the people themselves. Try to reach out to the MJs. Try to reach out to the Shaqs. Try to reach out to the Kenny Smiths. Try to reach out to the Barry Sanders. Try to reach out to talk to the owners and the GMs. Like, I see y'all, y'all made it this far with money, so y'all can pay me this millions. How can I flip my million so I can be wealthy as y'all? Like, we need to stop putting the blame game on everybody and say what they need to do for us. But we need to look ourselves in the mirror and say, bruh, I messed up. I need to do better before it's too late. That's what I took from this Odell Beckham situation, because he did it to himself. I don't feel bad for you, Odell. And nobody should feel bad for this man. Nobody should be making excuses like, well, a lot of people don't understand the lifestyle. And no, bruh, stop it. Jeff Teague, bruh, Shannon Sharp, they're the only 2 ones that held this man accountable in terms of that major status. So I'm pretty sure other podcasters like me who's on a lower level is holding him accountable. But bruh, y'all need to stop making excuses and say, man, I don't know what happened, man. No, bro, you got a gist of what happened. Living above his means. Bad investments happen. But is it more so you making bad investments all the time, or you just making bad purchases? I'll say it one more time again for the people in the back. Is it more so you making bad investments all the time, trying to make a good investment? Or is it that you making bad purchases? Because you can make a bad investment and learn from that. Be like, okay, I'm not going to invest in that no more. I'm going to learn how to invest in a new technique. Talk to my financial advisor. Talk to my manager. Which one is good? Which one is not? Compared to, man, I'm about to ball out. I'm about to buy me on some $1,000 on Fendi jeans. On Mary jeans. But I'm about to buy me a whole nother Lambo. Even though I just got another Lambo sitting in my garage. So what? Like, you a fool, bro. And I'm not saying specifically Odell is a fool. I'm saying the way he was moving was foolish. So, that's my opinion on it, man. Like everything Odell said in that interview, he pretty much told himself. So for him to say at the end, oh, a lot of people think this money's gonna last you long, and I didn't make this money myself, in a sense of this is my business. They gave me this money, but they gave it to you off your blood, your sweat, and your tears. Off of you might potentially get a CTE concussion, and you didn't think to say, let me let this money last long for the eternity of my life until my dying days, so my kids can touch this money and they ain't gotta work, bro. I can't respect it. But Odell, you still young. Hopefully you can flip your money, do something with your charm, your looks. Cause brother, I don't see somebody give you a contract anytime soon. No disrespect. But hey, man, it's your boy KJ, the host of the Broadcast Podcast, SL Sports Language, giving you the latest news information on sports and events. And this is my take on this. Listen, man, thank you. I appreciate it, but I'll put it to you like this. You got an opinion on what I say or said, you can debate me about it. You disagree on what I say or said, you can debate me about that too. Hold on, wait a minute. If you don't like what I say or said, Debate me about it! Road to 10K subscribers! Thank you for the support! I'm out. Thank y'all, man.